feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Y'all got to go check it out, okay? First and foremost, he continued to poke some fun at Ja Rule, right? And him and Ja been going back and forth. Remember, I read this whole thing by Ja, and I said, yo, this sounds like Ja Rule had a lawyer sitting next to him because Ja is looking like he ain't trying to get sued. And, of course, I was right. You know what I mean? Come on. Of course I was right. The wording, he even was so liberal with explaining at times, yeah, even though it seems like that 50 was never officially charged. And that is language of someone who has an editor who is trying to make sure they're not defaming someone, because in how it's written, it was written in a way to say, hey, listen, you know, we're just spitting the facts and we're saying things not only to drive a narrative that this guy's a bad person, but we're also saying things as well that could be in their favor. Anyway, I think he deleted that post anyway. Regardless, 50 posted this video kind of getting at Ja Rule. Now, remember, Ja Rule said he was going to do his own documentary. I think I talked about that yesterday. He said he was going to do his own documentary on 50. And, you know, there's a silent, I want to say, majority, because I keep telling you, I'm talking to these rappers and these people who are celebrities behind the scenes. They don't hate Diddy like that. After all the details came out with his trial, I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying, if Diddy comes out and does the Gunna, they will accept him. But if he comes out and he's wilding, he's still trying to have 5 of his bitches on a yacht, he's on the Breakfast Club talking about he's trying to get with the next 25-year-old chick, talking about his brother love, like it's gonna fuck him up. He gotta take this as a moment as being humble, come out. Yo, look at this. Yo, let me tell you, Gunna got the best PR. Yo, you go to Gunna's page, Gunna's doing a 5K run in every city. Like, you know what I mean? Gunna's now turned into fucking inspiration. This nigga look like he about to get a deal with CrossFit. Yeah, lost all the weight, doesn't talk. He brings he went to Atlanta, right? All them gangster rappers who from Atlanta, we don't see them doing nothing, but they hand out bullets and bodies like they're crews. They don't really do nothing. Gunna has been the person who's uniting the city. Yo, let's go on a 5K run. He's running with the people. You know, it's doing so much to help rehabilitate his image, but also kind of give off that image like, yo, this guy's a good guy. This guy is, you know, he's accessible, because sometimes, you know, that's what usually a lot of rappers, they would like to do to like people like Gunna or a 6ix9ine. They'd be like, oh, yeah, that rat don't come outside. That no, you can't say none of those things to Gunna. Gunna, by the way, what I do like that he's doing, he's not trying to prove himself. I think 6ix9ine always fucked up on that, right? Like, oh, I got out, but I ratted in. What's up with y'all niggas? Y'all ain't doing nothing. Don't do that. Gunna got out. Gunna has been showing, I'm not scared of the people. Gunna has shredded this image that he needs to hang around with the tough killers. All Gunna's doing is hanging with the people. He looks the most relatable. He's going on runs with them. Look, he's getting embraced. And again, you know, I don't want to doubt this and act like, you know, he's, you know, not doing this genuinely, because it looks like he's really into this fitness journey. But that is such a smart thing. Young Thug gets out, he want to hang with killers. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work, buddy. Gunna gets out, all right, fuck it. Y'all calling me whatever? Yo, listen, I'm not even going to get at that type of stuff. I'm with the people. So you see him out every city. You see him running around. You see him, it's the 5K wanna run. See? This is Atlanta. He's running with the mascot of the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, you see? You got the nice professional pictures. He does this everywhere. Look, Gunna has actually turned into a beacon of positivity, a beacon of uniting. This is why all the rappers in Atlanta who claim they don't like rats and want to get at him, we keep looking at them like they're the lame ones. Why? Gunna seems to be minding his business, keeping his head down, out the way. I'm giving back. I'm with the people. I'm one of the people. I'm shedding whatever image you have. I'm not posting that I'm in the trap. I'm not posting that I'm about to go kill nobody. I'm just doing me. Gunna has reclaimed. Gunna goddamn looked like the king of Atlanta. Nigga went to Atlanta, ran around the 5K, and then he performed at the State Farm Arena. Sold it out. It wasn't Gunna and friends. By the way, it made news because Gunna shut down the stadium. He didn't have one opening performer. They've been saying that about Gunna's tour. Respectfully, Meek sold out the arena in his city. Nigga, he had about 70 niggas on that lineup. Well, it wasn't a lineup. It was him and friends. But he had 70 niggas there. Gunna's show, he don't do no openers. There's no nigga running out before him. They say a DJ plays, and then Gunna comes out and gives you his hour and 15, hour and a half, and leaves. Show over. Gunna not doing none of the fake kicking it no more. None of that. Well, I mean, they probably don't want to do it with him either, but Gunna is, we're realizing, let's see, hold on. This is his entrance. He's doing this thing. So I only said that to say, Gunna, if Diddy does what Gunna does in terms of humble yourself, that party lifestyle, you have to quit. You can't be, just like how Gunna, not saying he was the most synonymous with street shit, but imagery and how he's carrying himself, he looked like he is trying to shed any association or connotation with the streets. If Diddy gets out and says, listen, I'm pushing 60, which, by the way, when Diddy gets out, let's be clear, Diddy's 56. He's expected to be released in 2028. He's going to be 59, pretty much 60. If he gets out, doesn't have to be a rebrand, but he's not like, yo, after the show is the after party and after the party is the hotel lobby and no. Calm it down. If he goes about it that way, I'm telling you that I've talked to rappers in the industry how some of you are portraying Diddy. They don't see Diddy like that. And it might be for many reasons. Number one, Cassie isn't an insider to this industry anymore. Not only that, I think people actually believe that this was some malicious prosecution and that Diddy, of course he's a freaky ass nigga, but they believe that a lot of things that Diddy was doing, they do. There's a couple of rappers who pay niggas to fuck they bitch. Yeah. There's a couple rappers who all they do is threesomes and orgies. Yeah. It's a couple of them. There's a couple of rappers who they slap the shit out of their chick too. I'm not saying that's some proud shit, but that is in the culture of how these rappers is giving it up. So when they see a mirror image of kind of how they're living to a certain extent, now I don't know no rappers who's rubbing male semen on their chest, but in this other kind of deviant or degenerative behavior, they're not that outraged. And most of them align with Diddy in saying, man, these bitches just come around for the money, man. Like, yo, you wasn't forcing nobody to stay. You knew you was getting into. You knew what you were signing up for. That is the conversation. I've heard it a lot. Now, they're not going to get on social media and say it. They're scared of getting canceled. They're not going to say it. But that's what I'm saying. If Diddy comes back and he moves how he moves, you're going to see every rapper next to him. Now, of course, you're probably not going to see them next to him if he comes out and he's like, yo, let's party. No. But if he comes out, moves a little bit different with some decorum, you'll see it. Anyway. Back to the original topic. So Ja Rule Ja Rule basically had put out that he's going to be doing his own documentary, trying to unearth the past of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now, I'll tell you another thing that I hear a lot of people are saying. Not only do they rock with Diddy behind the scenes, and I mean, obviously, this is all contingent because I think they're going to rock with him when he gets released. This is contingent. Now, when I say I'm talking about rappers, like I'm not talking about corporate, entities or brands that want to align with him. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about rappers. Not only do they, I'm hearing this chatter from behind the scenes. Another thing I'm hearing from behind the scenes that a lot of rappers won't say is that this documentary, they just feel it's a hit piece on some beef shit. Like, they're not looking at this like, oh, man, this is not a surviving R. Kelly blowback within the industry. Like, oh, my God, really? No. All the stories told in this doc are known stories, are myths, rumors, are things that people speculated on for many years. There's nobody sitting back and say, oh, my God, this is some brand new information. A lot of the things when people listen to Surviving R. Kelly, they didn't know the depth. That's not the same with this documentary right here. So most people, rappers in the game, they're like, man, 50's a cold nigga. That's what I keep hearing. 50 a cold nigga. I don't hear them reacting to the doc saying, yo, Diddy's disgusting. All they keep saying, man, 50's a cold nigga. Which goes into this idea that I think most people in the industry, they're going with this idea that this documentary was more of propaganda to make people, to heighten the dislike for Diddy once again, after some people may have been a little bit more sympathetic since he beat the RICO and the sex trafficking charges. So that's why Ja Rule jumped in and said, all right, if we're doing documentaries and we could just twist any type of historical event and put a narrative around it and make someone look crazy, well, I'll do one against you. Now, another thing I've heard, which again, these guys they're not going to say it publicly. They're skeptical of this documentary because of the name connected to it. They actually feel like it's kind of, they're looking at it like, yeah, it's no way you did this documentary thinking about the victims if the person who's heading this up has been, if you get what I mean. So, Ja Rule started down that route actually. 50 posted this. He says, in case you're wondering why these people are saying these very nasty things about me, LOL. He posted a Gene Deal clip. And this is what Gene Deal said.
So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothered him. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed it and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well. And Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on.
Oh, wow.
So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my...
Now, after Puff posted that, no, not Puff, sorry. 50 posted that. Ja Rule responded by said, I thought Jughead was smarter than posting a blatant lie to the millions of your minions. Slander and defamation, dummy. Lawsuit on the way. Okay? Now, again, that becomes a little bit iffy with the defamation thing. And I know everyone thinks there's a case of defamation at all times. It's not 50 saying it. 50 posted a interview, and if he had good faith that he thought the guy was telling a personal story, the only person who could verify if it's true would be the people there. 50 might be clear, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyway, Ja Rule said he finna sue. Okay? Now, the next